Hi and a very good morning to everyone, especially to our respected lecturer, Prof. Naresh. Okay, my name is Nur Fatiha binti Azman. My metric number is A18A0570. Today, I wanted to present an individual assignment of strategic management. The company that need to be discussed in detail for today's presentation is the PepsiCo company. Okay, as we can see on the table of content, include by 4 parts, which is part A is discuss about company background analysis. For part B, I gonna highlight about external environment analysis. For part C is about internal environment analysis. And last part or part D is about conclusion. Firstly, I begin with part A with the explain in brief about background of company PepsiCo. First, the nature of the industry. PepsiCo is a global food and beverage company. The headquarters of the company located in Purchase, New York. The first Pepsi Cola was created by Caleb D. Bardem, a pharmacist in New Bern, North Carolina. PepsiCo own and market some of the most recognizable global brands, including Pepsi, Tropicana, Gatorade, Mountain Dew, Aquafina, Lay's, Doritos, Cheetos, and many other popular brands. Second, principal business activities. The company manufacture or use contract manufacturer, market and sell a variety of grain-based snack, carbonate and non-carbonate beverage, and food in country across more than 200 worldwide. PepsiCo's product portfolio include a wide range of enjoyable food and beverage, including 23 brands that generate more than 1 billion each in estimated annual retail sales. Okay, thirdly, direct and indirect competitor. The direct and close competitor is in PepsiCo in this industry is Coca-Cola, which hold a higher market share in sale carbonate soft drink in the US. Coca-Cola is one of the leading soda beverage company of the world with a very large product portfolio made up of more than 500 sparkling and still brands. Meanwhile, PepsiCo's indirect competitor are other forms of drink such as juice or tea. For example, like Nestle Juice. Move for the vision and mission of PepsiCo. First, PepsiCo vision statement is to be the global leader in convenient food and beverage by winning with purpose. Meanwhile, the PepsiCo mission statement is to create more smile with every sip and every bite. Okay. According to diagram 1 and 2, we can observe that PepsiCo has a lot of 8 components and 6 characteristics of their mission. PepsiCo only have one component of their mission statement, which is philosophy. Meanwhile, the company only have 3 characteristics in their mission statement, which is broad scope, fewer than 150 words in length, and inspiring. Based on PepsiCo mission statement, we can infer that the firm lack an ambiguous and precise mission statement. In addition, PepsiCo does not clearly describe the objective and policy of the company, what products are offered, the direction or goal of the company in the future, and what are the plans to provide satisfaction to attract customer and shareholder to the firm. This indicates that PepsiCo's mission statement has to be reconciled and improved. Okay. For the vision statement, I does not change because it's perfect enough for me because the statement tell us what they want to be and become, which is PepsiCo vision statement is to be the global leader in convenient food and beverage by winning with purpose. Next, for the mission statement, I have changed because it wasn't complete enough. For example, new PepsiCo mission is to be a leading company that provide a broader selection range of convenient food and beverage with premium quality at the most favorable rate to customer globally. We currently exploring novel technology space that can dramatically impact and expand our portfolio of food and beverage. We work to minimize our overall impact on the environment by protecting the non-renewable resources and helping to conserve the ecosystem. We promote diversity by making its workplace inclusive to everyone and help employees to learn valuable skills and build successful career. Okay, based on diagram 3 and 4, a purpose of new mission statement satisfies all of relevant missions characteristic and component. Also, new mission statement present a concise and comprehensive description of the objective, goal and information pertaining to the business being conducted. As a result, stakeholder and investor will have a more optimistic viewpoint on the company's background, and this will encourage them to invest in PepsiCo company. Okay, move to the part B. Okay, for part B, I will explain in detail about external environment analysis. Here, we can see the PepsiCo income statement for 3 years, which is in 2018, 2019 and 2020. Also, we can see the balance sheet of PepsiCo's company for 3 years. Okay, here I will describe in detail for each financial ratio. As we can observe, based on diagram, the financial ratio trend for PepsiCo companies shows a difference from year 2018, 2019 and 2020. This is because the novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 create challenging operating environment, affecting nearly all of the more than 200 countries and territories where our products are made, manufactured, distributed, or sold. Thus, slight significant change in financial performance can be seen within 3 years. Okay, in liquidity ratio, the current ratio is slightly decreased from year 2018, which is 0.99 to 0.89 in year 2019. But in year 2020, the ratio grew back from 0.89 to 0.98. Meanwhile, the quick ratio for year 2018, 2019 and 2020 is 0.85, 0.66 and 0.77 respectively. So the highest quick ratio is in 2018. The liquidity of the PepsiCo was better in 2018 compared to 2019 and 2020. It indicates that the firm in 2018 is easily repay its liability from the next 2 years. Okay, move to the inactivity ratio. For the inventory turnover shows the declining ratio in year 2018 to 2020, which is from 9.33 to 7.62. So, the lower inventory turnover in year 2020 depicting the weaker sale and low demand for PepsiCo product and other product lines. Hence, the cash flow of the firm is getting slower. For receivable turnover, seen a decline ratio every year since 2018 until 2020. It means PepsiCo had debtors who are slower to pay the debt of the firm, and hence receivables are not being able to get collected quickly by PepsiCo. Next, for total asset turnover in year 2018 and 2019 is almost the same, which is 0.83 and 0.89 respectively. But in year 2020, asset turnover dropped to 0.76, and this means PepsiCo is less use its asset effectively and fail to successfully generate more sales for the company. Okay, third, in profitability ratio. Okay, return on asset ROA is declined sequentially in 2018, 2019 and 2020, which is 16.12, 9.31 and 7.66 respectively. So, in the year 2018 is the highest ratio that indicate that PepsiCo is the best performing its asset properly to make sale better than in year 2019 and 2020. Next, the lowest gross margin in 54.56 in year 2018, but minimal change from next year. But net profit margin in year 2018 shows great value, which is 19.35. Then next 2 year, which mean is that year a company is more efficient at converting sale into actual profit. Okay, for return on equity, ROE is the lowest ratio is in 2019, which is 49.47. The ratio dropped to a very low rate of 0.49 from 0.86, which highlight that it's not worthy enough to invest in PepsiCo at present. Okay, last is in leverage ratio. The REP ratio for 2018 until 2020 is marginally increased from 0.42 to 0.43 and 0.49, which is not good for this firm, since there are a risk of not generating enough cash flow to pay off the debt. For debt to equity in year 2020 shows the highest, which is 3.28 than its previous year. A higher ratio of debt equity suggests higher risk and that the company is financing its growth with debt. For the conclusion of financial ratio by year, the current and quick ratio for PepsiCo highlight that in the year 2018 is better than 2 next year, but still PepsiCo having a bit difficult in meeting the firm's obligations since the liquidity ratio is lesser than 1. The activity ratios in 2020 year show the lowest ratio compared to the previous year. A low ratio indicate that company had too much capital is tied up with asset and that assets are not being used efficiently in generating revenue. However, the profitability ratio are impressive from the year 2018 since the ratio were higher enough compared to 2019 and 2020. A higher ratio represent a positive return in the company, and the better the company is in that year, the increase the value of the leverage ratio from 2018 to 2020 indicate a higher financial risk for the PepsiCo company. Based on the diagram show the comparative analysis of the financial ratio of PepsiCo and its competitor, which is Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper for year 2020. The financial ratio of the company are compared to the ratio of two of its rivals in the same industry. Okay, firstly, in liquidity ratio, we can observe that the current ratio for PepsiCo, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper are 0.98, 1.32 and 0.31 respectively. As the result, the highest current ratio is Coca-Cola, which is show the company is a good in ability to pay off short-term liability compared to PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper. In activity ratio that include inventory turnover and total asset turnover, for both ratios show that PepsiCo get the highest ratio, which is 7.62 and 0.76. For high ratio in inventory turnover indicate PepsiCo is the best positioned company in capture much more inventory. The highest result for total asset turnover prove that PepsiCo is achieving more profit compared to Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. Okay, next, in profitability ratio, we can see that Coca-Cola is the best performing company because the company achieved highest ratio in gross margin ratio, operating profit margin and net profit margin, which is 59.31, 27.25 and 23.53 respectively. It indicates that the company is performed well in operating and more efficient in control their labor and material. And in addition, Coca-Cola company also show the outstanding result when the ratio for return on asset (ROA) is much better, which is 8.90 compared to 7.66 of PepsiCo and 2.66 of Dr. Pepper. Higher ratio in return on asset (ROE) shows the company is managed efficiently its asset to generate profit. Okay, next is in leverage ratio. The total debt to equity for PepsiCo, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper are 3.28, 1.30, 1.09, hereby the PepsiCo is the high rather than their competitor. So the change to maintain their sustainably competitive advantage be harder. But the debt ratio show Dr. Pepper is the highest, which is 0.52 compared to PepsiCo is 0.49 and Coca-Cola is 0.31. Dr. Pepper is not in a good financial condition. Okay, for the conclusion analysis for financial ratio by PepsiCo competitors, in comparatively shows the liquidity for Coca-Cola as a higher enough to meet all short-term obligation compared to PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper. Contrary, the activity ratio shows PepsiCo business performance is a good compared to Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. PepsiCo use its asset at optimum use. Currently, in profitability ratio shows Coca-Cola get the highest ratio among the others competitor. It indicates that Coca-Cola having a great profitability and impressive performance due to utilizing its asset well to generate its sale. Also, in leverage ratio, Coca-Cola is having a less financial risk as both debt ratio and time interest coverage is better than PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper. Okay, now move to the PepsiCo strength and weakness in terms of financial position. Okay, firstly, strength. In year 2020, according to PepsiCo most recent annual report, the company generate net revenue of over $70 million worldwide, and in the same year recorded $7.1 billion in net income. Even though the company is best known for soft drink, is a food that is the best performing part of the business. In 2020, Frito-Lay alone generate over $18 billion in revenue. From the data prove that the strength of PepsiCo being able to generate profit from a wider selection of food and snack product produced and not only relying on soft drink sales revenue. Okay, next, an extremely loyal customer base is strong among the younger generation who love the iconic taste of the company's soft drink. Also, it made the brand known around the world and the company managed to penetrate the international market, thus enabling PepsiCo to generate profit from various countries. Okay, move to the part weaknesses. By 2020, PepsiCo net debt of $35.48 million and debt ratio of 0.49 indicate an annual growth in the debt ratio. A larger debt ratio also indicate that the business is putting itself at danger of default if interest rate rise. In recent year, PepsiCo liquidity ratio implies that the company financial performance has been insufficiently robust and steady. The activity ratio show a decline in PepsiCo business performance for the current period as a result of not optimizing the use of its asset and failing to pursue yearly growth through higher inventory turnover, fixed asset and a variety of other issues. Recently, in year 2020, PepsiCo net income will total more than $7 billion lower than the previous 2 years when over $12 billion produced in 2018. A significant decline in the company's total revenue occurred as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic that befell the world. Thus, the increase in sales, general and administrative expenses. Diagram show the total 5 forces that include by 3 companies, which is Coca-Cola, PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper. I will explain in detail about each type of 5 forces for these 3 companies. Okay. Firstly, Bargaining power of supplier. Bargaining power of supplier of PepsiCo is low. This is because the number of suppliers in this industry is high compared to the buyers. The supplier have less control over price, and this make the bargaining power of supplier is a weak force due to the lack of uniqueness of product supply. Similarly to the Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper is low. The main ingredient for soft drink include carbonate, water, phosphoric acid, sweeteners, and caffeine is easily to get from any supplier. As the company has a lot of agreement with the supplier to get the best price, the power of the supplier is low. Okay, next. Second is bargaining power of buyer. The bargaining power of buyer in this case of PepsiCo is moderate. It is because consumer can easily shift from one firm to another. Consumers see more attractive offer than make them easily choose between PepsiCo product and other strong competing product like Coca-Cola. Okay, meanwhile, the bargaining power of individual customer in the case of Coca-Cola is low. Individual customer typically purchase in small quantities and dispersed throughout many markets. Customer switching costs are low, and the Coca-Cola brand maintain a high level of brand loyalty. Coca-Cola's customers are not overly concerned with pricing. Contrary, the bargaining power of Keurig Dr. Pepper would be high. Dr. Pepper mostly deal with distribution companies such as fast food chains, vending machine company and grocery store. The purchasing of a product is driven by demand. Dr. Pepper's Snapple must offer its product at the cheap enough pricing to distributor and other customer to keep them coming back. Okay. Third is intensive of competitive rivalry. Refer to the analysis of these three companies shows that the competitive rivalry among them is high. Soft drink industry considered as consolidated industry where the industry is leading by few large companies such as Coca-Cola and PepsiCo. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo have spent large investment in advertising and promotion to build strong brand identity among consumers and become a barrier for new entrants. Coca-Cola built customer loyalty by unique cook recipe, while PepsiCo serving different soft drink to capture market share of Coca-Cola. In fact, Coca-Cola and PepsiCo hold about 40% and 30% of the American soft drink market. However, Dr. Pepper is starting to become popular soda brand in the market because of the unique taste. Okay, fourth is trade of substitute product. According to the analysis, the number of substitute of the PepsiCo, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper product is high. The range substitute for beverage product include tea, coffee, tap water and wide range of other drink and beverage. Those who drink for tea or coffee are also cheaper option. The range of product could be a treat as consumers are looking for healthier option. The substitute would have a negative impact on their market share, which would also reduce sale revenue. Okay, for the lastly is treat of new entrant. Treat for new entrant for PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is moderate compared to Dr. Pepper is a weak force. The reason why the treat of new entrant into this beverage market in moderate between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is due to the saturated American market due to brand loyalty created by their own. Also, the high cost of brand development make it difficult for new entrants to directly compete against PepsiCo and Coca-Cola, which both of these companies are the leading, established and strongest brand in the industry. Unlike Dr. Pepper, the threat of new entrant is weak because mostly of the new company in beverage industry are bring innovation, new ways of doing things and put pressure on Dr. Pepper Snapple groups through lower pricing strategy, reducing costs and providing new value proposition to the customer. So Dr. Pepper has to manage all this challenge and build effective barrier to safeguard its competitive edge. Okay, next I'm gonna explain in part C, which is about external environment analysis. Okay, this diagram shows the VRIO analysis for all resources owned by 3 companies, which is PepsiCo, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. The diagram also shows the overall analysis of frequency, competitiveness, type for each resources, also evaluate the profitability and economic implication of each company. The VRO framework is a tool for analyzing the internal resources of a company and its ability to determine whether the company can be source of sustainable competitive advantage. VRIO framework include by value, rare, immediate and organization. Okay, now I will explain in detail about each resources for these 3 company. Okay, first resources is financial resource. First, value. Based on the analysis of PepsiCo, the financial resource of the company are valuable as this help it focus on innovation in product offering and maintaining consistent quality throughout out different country where it operate. Similarly, the financial resource for Coca-Cola considered as valuable. This had better sale and long reputation as the leader of the cola world. As well as Dr. Pepper, the financial resource of company are highly valuable as this help in investing into external opportunity that arise and combating external threat. Okay, second, rare. The financial resource of PepsiCo are found to be rare compared to any existing or new competitor due to the profitability of company in beverage industry. According to the annual report, PepsiCo shows the net revenue for 2020 was 70.37 billion. Based on the annual report in year 2020 for Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper, company mentioned the net revenue amount was 33.01 billion and 11.62 billion respectively. It also proved that the company's potential and ability for generate profit even in the face of COVID-19 pandemic and a shaky economy in previous year. Okay, third is costly to imitate. The financial resource for PepsiCo are costly to imitate due to the new entrant and competitor would require similar profit for a long period of time to accumulate this amount of these financial resources, same as Coca-Cola company. In contrast to the Dr. Pepper company, they fail to costly to imitate financial resource like PepsiCo and Coca-Cola due to the high cost, especially in marketing, research and development costs. Okay, second resource is employee. First, the value. According to the PepsiCo analysis, employees are the valuable resource to the firm. Likewise, in Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper company, the training and investment by company in individual lead to strong organizational commitment and is a valuable competency in allowing the all of 3 company to benefit through a strong and committed workforce. Second is rare. Employee is rare in maintaining the supportive organizational culture at the PepsiCo, same as in Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper company. Costly to imitate, along with employee of PepsiCo, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper are also not costly to imitate because other firms can also train their employee to improve their skill. Okay, third resource is brand image. Okay, first value. Referring to the analysis of PepsiCo, emphasize that the resource of brand name give huge valuable impact on the company. The PepsiCo brand image seem like unique and contain high brand integrity. It is because of the brand image has been developed over a long time and through continuous effort and quality product offering by PepsiCo, identically same as Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper company. Okay, rare. Brand image for Pepsi also rare due to the brand identity prism revolved with around smartness, youthfulness and fun. Particularly same as Coca-Cola company, the brand image is rare because of the company brand image begin with a red logo in script text. The red color elicit confidence in the person who drink a Coke. While the script typeface is all about enjoyment, it is not easy to build a strong brand image like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo. Okay. Third is costly to imitate. The brand image for PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is not possible to imitate. In fact, according to recent statistics from Forbes website, state that Coca-Cola was sixth in the list of the world's most valuable brand with the brand value of $64.4 billion. Meanwhile, PepsiCo brand was valued at $18.20 billion, which is lower than Coca-Cola. For the last resource is distribution network. Okay, first value. According to PepsiCo, distribution network bring a valuable resource. For instance, it has significantly extended its network through acquisition or non-soft drink companies such as Tropicana, bottled beverage, and Frito-Lay snack food. This expansion has allowed Pepsi to control large market share in supermarket and other snack retailer. Similarly, the Coca-Cola has the largest beverage global distribution system throughout 200 countries, as well as Dr. Pepper. Nearly half of DPS annual value is distributed through their company-owned bottling and distribution network. Okay, second, rare. Distribution network for PepsiCo is a rare resource due to the PepsiCo possess this valuable distribution network and manage global reach in more than 200 countries. Similarly, size distribution network for Coca-Cola is rare due to deliver their product to many different buyers on an international scale. Okay, lastly is costly to imitate. The distribution network of PepsiCo is costly to inimitable. It is because currently PepsiCo has a global network of distributors. Pepsi spent billions in merge to create its own distribution network, which would be hard for other firms to copy. The push and pull distribution strategy of Coca-Cola may be imitated in this basic essence, but size of their channel is unique. However, it will take a significant time and resource for other competitors like Dr. Pepper to accomplish this global network. For the last part is conclusion. This diagram shows the overall result of the analysis of each company. Each company is given a ranking according to the overall analysis that has been made. So, I will describe briefly the conclusion for each part. Okay, firstly, for part A, from observation, for part A, show the PepsiCo mission statement is ambiguous and too brief. With just a few words, make customer or investor wonder what the real meaning of the mission is trying to convey. Recommendation. Okay, PepsiCo mission statement need to starting the objective and goal of the company itself to be leading company worldwide by produce a wider selection of enjoyable food and beverage to all consumers globally. Okay, for part B, in terms of financial ratio by year, from the observation, part B show the comparison of the financial ratio of PepsiCo over 3 years, which were in 2018, 2019 and 2020. Overall, the financial results show the 2018 exhibit better financial performance growth compared to 2019 and 2020. For recommendation, using new technology and business concept to streamline and automate operation, simultaneously re-engineering the market and data process would enable accurate automation for every market and sector. The productivity strategy will also improve the industrial footprint and supply chain by streamlining internal process. Undeniable, this initiative will help PepsiCo enhance its profit margin in the next year by reducing costs. Okay, for part B, in terms of financial ratio among PepsiCo competitors, from the observation, part B show the comparison of the financial ratio between PepsiCo and two other competitors, which is Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. As we can see from the analysis, Coca-Cola was ranked first, followed by PepsiCo, and Dr. Pepper was in the last place. It's proof that Coca-Cola is a financially sustainable company and efficiently manage its business compared to the competitor. Okay, for recommendation, transform its business operation from searching ingredient and selling its product in a more sustainable way to leverage its more than 1 billion connection with consumer each day to take sustainability mainstream and investing in breakthrough food packaging technology, and is now introducing a fully compostable bag made with plant-based material. Okay, for part B, in terms of 5 portal forces, observation, part B show the Coca-Cola still in first rank, followed by PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper. In this case, PepsiCo must deal with the issue raised by these 5 forces analysis if it is to continue its global leadership in the food and beverage industry. Okay, for recommendation, PepsiCo can improve competitiveness through aggressive marketing combined with product innovation. In such product, PepsiCo must consider current market trends such as environmentalist and healthy lifestyle. Okay, for part C, VRIO, for observation, for part C, as we can observe that PepsiCo get first rank, followed by Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper. In this part, we can conclude that PepsiCo have 3 sustained competitive advantage and 1 temporary competitive advantage. For recommendation, PepsiCo need to remain gaining a sustained competitive advantage in the market is through market penetration and product development. Through market penetration, PepsiCo continue to expand its distribution network to reach the remaining market or last segment, particularly in developing region. Meanwhile, in product development, highlight that PepsiCo can increase R&D investment for product innovation, further offering new product to capture more consumer and develop existing product or variant such as low calorie, reduced salt, or low saturated fat variant of its food and beverage product. Okay, so for the last conclusion, after completing research on the PepsiCo firm, it was discovered that the corporation is amazing with its current capability and that the PepsiCo brand is phenomenal in the worldwide market. Due to the enormous benefit in terms of quality and happiness provided to customers worldwide, it is difficult to competitor to beat PepsiCo product portfolio. As a result, PepsiCo only need to maintain its sustained competitive advantage as well as improve innovation so that performance will continue to be sustainable and generate more new opportunity and possibility in the future. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.